Welcome to our journey into the depths of philosophy, where we explore the concept of the eternal recurrence. What is the eternal recurrence? Simply put, it's the idea that all events in the universe repeat themselves infinitely. This concept has fascinated philosophers for centuries. Nietzsche saw the eternal recurrence as a thought experiment, a test of one's willingness to embrace life fully, knowing it will repeat endlessly. The philosophy behind the eternal recurrence challenges us to live in such a way that we would be willing to live our lives over and over again, exactly as they are. Some argue that embracing the eternal recurrence leads to a life of meaning and purpose, as every action becomes significant in the grand scheme of eternity. However, there's often a public misunderstanding of this concept. Many people see it as a bleak and nihilistic view of existence, where life is meaningless and repetitive. Critics of the eternal recurrence argue that it's an unrealistic and pessimistic outlook, ignoring the complexities and uniqueness of individual lives. But perhaps there's more to it than meets the eye. Maybe, in embracing the eternal recurrence, we can find a deeper appreciation for the beauty and complexity of life itself. As we continue to ponder the mysteries of existence, let us remember the eternal recurrence and its profound implications on how we choose to live our lives. But what does it truly mean to embrace the eternal recurrence? It's not just about accepting the repetition of events, but rather recognizing the profound interconnectedness of all things. The eternal recurrence urges us to live authentically, to strive for self-mastery, and to create a legacy that transcends time. It's not about the repetition of events, but rather the evolution of the soul. Albert Camus, the existentialist philosopher, engaged with the concept of the eternal recurrence in his essay, The Myth of Sisyphus. Camus approached the idea from a more skeptical perspective, questioning the implications of living in a universe where everything repeats infinitely. He grappled with the notion of finding meaning and purpose in a world devoid of ultimate significance, ultimately concluding that the human condition is one of absurdity, characterized by the constant struggle to find meaning in a meaningless universe. Furthermore, in Eastern philosophy, particularly in Hinduism and Buddhism, there are parallels to the concept of the eternal recurrence in the idea of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. In these traditions, the goal is to break free from the cycle of reincarnation by attaining enlightenment and transcending the limitations of the material world.